welcome back. In the Restless Chipotle kitchen today, we're making a super easy slow cooker meal, and it's called Mississippi pot roast. It has just a few ingredients. It's tender beef, it's delicious, and everybody in the family is going to love it unless they happen to be vegetarian or vegan. You can serve it with rice, with grits, with potatoes, with noodles, anything that will soak up that luscious gravy. That's what you want. Now, y'all head over to the kitchen and see how it's done, and I'm just gonna sit right here with my dinner. So good. Okay, y'all, this is like the most simple recipe that you ever want to do. It's got so much flavor, it's juicy and it's tender, and this is how you do it. So what we've got are ranch dressing mix, whatever kind you want to get. I use the onion soup mix, but you could use just a brown gravy mix if you want. I just like that extra onion flavor in there. And these are, I don't think I can say it, pepperoncini. Anyway, these, I can write it, I just don't say it very well. And you're only going to need 6 of these. This is different than the Italian beef where you use the whole jar with the juice and all. This has no juice in it, it just has butter. And of course, you know, anything with butter is going to be delicious, right? So the first thing you want to do is I plugged in my my cooking system, my all cooker, whatever you call it, and I'm heating that up because what I'm going to do is sear the meat before I get it started. So I'm going to use my salt and pepper, and I'm just going to rub that into the meat really, really well before I sear it. Ooh, yuck. All right, I had to step away and wash my hands from that. That wasn't fun. All right, so you just want to get your salt and pepper on there and rub it into the meat really, really well. Let the temperature of your pan or your all cooker, whatever surface, get extremely hot. Once it's good and hot, you want to add a little olive oil. And you're going to spread that around. All right, that's pretty hot, and now I'm going to add the meat. And I'm hoping that this actually fits in here. Perfect. You want to be able to hear that sound of the meat searing, and you're going to leave it on that side for just a couple of minutes. You're not really cooking it, you're just browning it. A little caramelization on the bottom. Meanwhile, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I don't have enough salt on this, or pepper, so I'm going to just add a little bit more to the top. If you're in a hurry, you can skip this part, but it just adds a much better flavor to the meat. When it's finished, it'll look better, it'll taste better, the texture will be better, and it only takes maybe 5 or 10 minutes to do it. Let's check and see what it looks like on the bottom. Not quite ready. My pan was maybe a little too cool. I would have liked it to have been a little bit hotter, but I forgot to plug it in and warm it up while I was talking to y'all. All right, so that's about 3 minutes on that side. Let's turn it over and cook on the other side. Keep in mind that My hands are impervious to heat. Do not do that at home. Use your tongs. So we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to let it caramelize a little bit for about 3 minutes. You can use any kind of roast that you want here. I like to use like a top sirloin or something that doesn't have much fat to it, an eye of round, because it comes out so tender. But if you want to use like a chuck roast or something that has more fat, that's no problem at all. Just make sure that you take out any big chunks of fat after it's cooked before you serve it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, this is probably the hardest part of all, open the packets and sprinkle those right on your roast. And that was the onions, obviously. This is the ranch dressing. Add the pepperoncini peppers. Lay that butter right on top. And I'm going to change this from stovetop to slow cook on low. And I'm going to cook it for 8 hours. Now all I need to do is put the top on and come back in 8 hours and see what we've got. I'll see you then. Okay, y'all, we're about an hour away from this being completely done, and I'm going to go ahead and shred the meat up. So there's the meat, and you can see it's made some gorgeous juice in here. And now what I'm going to do, or what I'm going to try to do, is I'm going to see if the meat shreds up, because shredding the meat up into the juice will, and letting it cook the rest of the way, will cause it to be even more tender. And so that's what we're gonna do. It'll get more of the flavor in the meat. It'll be even more tender and delicious. And you don't have to like totally shred it. Like, this isn't quite cooked all the way. So I'll leave it in chunks, and maybe I'll shred it right before I serve it, or maybe I won't. And then you just want to stir it around so that it gets all covered with that good juice. Like that. And put the top back on it and let it go for about another hour. This would be the point at which you also put, if you were going to add potatoes or carrots or anything like that, this would be the point that you wanted to do that. I'm going to leave it like this, but yeah, but that's how you would do that. So I'll see y'all again in an hour or so. Okay, y'all, here it is. We're all ready. Are you hungry? Because I'm telling you, I am. This smells so good. So there it is, our Mississippi pot roast. It's all shredded up in that gravy. And as you can see, the meat has soaked up a lot of that gravy that was there. So it's just super moist and tender and delicious. It's got all of that flavor. You can serve this over potatoes, over rice, over grits, over noodles, anything you want. It's absolutely delicious, and just serve it over something that can soak that gravy up. But the main thing is, we're gonna take it over to the other room and see how it tastes. Give me just a minute and I'll see you right over there. All right, y'all, it's done. And we have that tender beef in that absolutely delicious gravy. The butter has added a lot of flavor. It's just enhanced the sauce or the gravy and made it richer. I'm serving it with rice, but you could serve it with noodles or whatever you want. And it's just so good. You've got to make this because there's just nothing easier. And when it comes to tender beef, this has got it all the way. Give it a try. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check the recipe out on Restless Chipotle. I'd love to see you there. I'll talk to you next week. Have a great day. Love you. Bye-bye. No, I really say absolutely a lot. Stop.